Hello, my name is Andrew Stoke, and this is for week 3 of FTT 122. Um, so, first thing is we're going to talk about the difference between an explosive and a propellant. So, the main difference is that an explosive is supersonic when a propellant is subsonic. A explosive is basically going to ignite immediately and send all of its explosive material immediately off to supersonic speeds, while a propellant does have the chemicals within it to basically be an explosive to do those speeds, but there are other chemicals to actually retard that process so that it burns at a steady rate to actually make it less than supersonic. So basically allowing a more controlled ignition within that. The second thing we're going to be talking about is if we were to move past the current propellants we have. I found a paper actually from the United States government, actually for Army and Navy research. They talk about a new, or I guess at the time, a newer type of propellant. It was TPEs, as a thermoplastic elastomers. And from what they actually show is that you could control more of not just basically slowing down the speed at which that propellant can ignite, and as it goes, especially for like rifles where you want a slower burn from your propellant because it's moving down the barrel and you want those gases to keep pushing that. So what theirs is actually allows it to control actually multiple different ignitions within that, so that you have an initial ignition and almost like a secondary ignition within the same compound structure. On top of that, it also burns cooler, which is always great for any kind of rifle, especially with the military, using even machine guns. Keeping a gun cooler, just like keeping an engine cooler, makes it always run much better. And also, I believe it burns cleaner and stuff too, so you would have less buildup and stuff from carbon. Now, I don't know if this is really majorly been put into practice. I have seen that they do have with certain types of ammunition that they've tried some of these, and it does actually do what they're saying, but I couldn't really find any like full-on practical applications of it. And then finally, we're going to move on to different types of primers. So I'll whip out my handy dandy iPad here, and I drew the different types of primers on here. The first we have is a let's try to think of the best way to show that, is a battery cup. So with a battery cup, this application is mostly used for shot shells. So this is typically what you'd see in your shotgun. So this is actually kind of flipped around, but as the primer cup presses in on it, it will basically take up that gap and force all of that primer mixture in and cause the cap to hit into that anvil and then ignite and send everything up that one singular flash hole. And then we have the mainly typical boxer style that is on almost all American guns, rifles, pistols, everything that you might see. This way, the anvil is crushed into past the foil paper to ignite the mixture, and this as well has a single hole to put that whole flash into the propellant, into the actual casing. Ours is made, I guess, from what reads even in the textbook, ours are a little more expensive to make, but they are easily kind of replaceable, and also easy to rebuild. And the last is kind of like, it kind of works out to being simple and more kind of like hard to build. And that is the Berdan style. This is mostly a European or Asian style of making it. But basically the actual like cup itself crushes down to ignite, to break that foil paper and then ignite the mixture. This actually has 2 holes that it'll actually escape out of to ignite the propellant, to fire off the actual ammo. So these are very inexpensive, but they kind of can and can't be rebuilt, because they can be rebuilt, but because of that like double flash hole, they're a little bit harder to get that going. But yeah, thank you very much for seeing this, and definitely enjoying this program so far. I know math is probably will be coming, but that scares me. But yeah, I hope this finds you well, and thank you very much.